Greetings, how you doing? I've got a real struggle this one tonight because all those videos that I'm playing for you aren't showing at my end, so I'm having to wait. So that's why you had that pregnant pause with me just whimsically looking into the camera. The good news is it's fine. I've got the gin on the go. Welcome to Classic Touring Car Racing Club TV. We're back for what we are, episode 10 now. But more importantly, it's that 2024 new season feeling. And even more than that, we got the big dog here as well.
Well,
hello, mate.
I got an introduction then. That was weird, wasn't it? That was really weird.
I thought we had to, mate. You know, we haven't seen you for a little while since the awards due and all of that. So I wanted to big you up, mate. It's been a while, hasn't it?
It has. It's all very grown up this year, isn't it? We're trying to be professional. It's ridiculous.
Oh, you didn't tell me. Yeah,
you
didn't tell me that. I've got some metal straws that go in these as well, you know, because it slows me down. No, not one of that would be good, wouldn't it? That would be good. I definitely need to look into one of those. Crikey, that's a blast from the foot. We're showing our age there, mate, honestly.
We've seen a lot of summers, haven't we?
Yeah,
but no, I'm all right. No, things are good. Things are good. The club's looking good. It's been a busy winter trying to put everything together, ready for 2024. As I say, last time I saw you, we was at the dinner dance in November, and it was looking forward to Christmas. Yeah. So yeah, no, it's good. Things are really looking up at the moment.
It was, wasn't it? I mean, crikey, yes, that was. I think I've just got over the hangover from that now. By the way,
it was all right, wasn't it? I said to Holly actually, I said, "Oh, a lot of people were dancing," and she pointed out I was the first one up there dancing to the Jackson 5. So yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. It's a great night. Always a great night. Paul O'Neill was fantastic.
Yeah.
Probably a nice guy as well, wasn't he? You know, he'll have it, even if he doesn't have a clue who you are, and he'll stand and have a chat with you, and it was nice. No, I really enjoyed it. It was good to have a break as well over Christmas, to be honest. I think conversations we had with Sonia over the years, it's always sort of quite packed as the year starts. You've got the dinner dance, then you've got retro. Before you know it, you're always racing at the end of March anyway, or certainly around that time.
Yeah.
It's a lot with all the memberships and all the bits and bobs. You know, Holly's doing the memberships at the moment, getting everybody entered. People arguing, well, not arguing, but asking about numbers, classes, rule changes, which is what we're going to touch on this evening with Matt, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, just getting ready for, you know, probably our biggest year. Biggest, I mean, it's just off the scale to get a touring car support race. Is just it's just stuff of dreams. I tell you, it's amazing. And I was at the Bark Awards on Saturday with the guys that are organise it for Alan Gow, and they were excited, and they were just made up that, you know, we've got 40 cars out there, a few famous people, a few not so famous people, some club regulars, and just it's going to be awesome. It's just be awesome. And on top of that, we've got Super Tour Power and all the other wonderful races we've got this year. Mallory, Cadwell, obviously Donington on the Grand Prix, just in what 5-6 weeks time. Just I can't wait. I'm excited about it. I'm not always excited about it, and this year is just awesome. And I've got you as a commentator as well.
We do. I'm there for, I think, what am I with you for? 3 of them, I think, which I can't wait. Donington Park, Cadwell Park, and obviously Super Tour weekend. I'm there for you. So we'll have some banter with you all. That'll be just absolutely wicked. I can't wait. I was dead chuffed because I know we've been talking about it for a little while to try and make it happen, haven't we? Yeah, thank you for helping to make that work. I mean, I can say you might be being political because you support one of your championship, or one of your championships supporting the touring cars. Which circuit's that at?
It's at Croft.
Croft, I thought it was, yeah.
We had discussions around what we were going to do, which championship would support it, to be honest with you, and we felt that these were the cars that were racing 50 years ago, and therefore the 50th anniversary race should be those cars. And in fact, some of the cars that are out there were in that first race.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So you know, it's really nice. It's a great profile for the club. I was talking to Steve Primmitt on Saturday night actually, and he said I never understand. He said people, I think Autosport or someone did something about classic racing, about, you know, you could go and race with this club or that club, and they didn't mention us. And it was like, you almost feel like Homer Simpson when Mr. Burns doesn't remember him with his club. It's weird. So I want this race to really like just put us on the map. And you're like, you know, who are those guys? You know, when people are sitting there and on a Sunday afternoon watching touring car, and it's us lot going round and round sideways, I think it will dreams will come true that way.
I agree. I mean, it'll just capture the memories, the emotions, everything like that, and that's brilliant. And I can say this politically, even if you sort of shied away from it to keep Mr. Gow happy, is that you're also doing the other way, is that at Thruxton, you're on the bill with the TCR as well.
Oh, we are being very cheeky.
Yes.
But, you know, we put it about a little bit.
You always have, mate.
Says you.
Yeah.
No, but look, we are, we're out with TCR, with Stuart Lyons and these guys. We're going to take Super Tours down there as well. And also as well on the Saturday nights, the Bark are going to, because that's our end of season meeting.
Yeah.
We're going to have a bit of a do in the Thruxton, in the big white building. I don't know, it's got an official name, but we'll know it's a big white building. We know what it is. Well, a bit of a do. You know, put on my posh frock and maybe get my hair done.
Oh,
and we'll have a party to celebrate 50 years. You know, Tony Scott Andrews is very up for it and keen. Obviously, he's the president of the club. Wants to do something special for all of us. So it'll be a nice way to end the season. So as I say, this year really for me is just, there's not one meeting you think, oh, I don't know, it'll just be just a club meeting, and there'll be a bit. Every meeting there's something going on, and as the year goes on, more and more will be revealed as and when it happens.
No, you got me. You give me the feels, man. You're giving me the feels. I'm definitely looking forward to that, which is why I think it, like you say, it made sense. A couple of months that we just had a rest, We're coming in now, and then it's just getting that the excitement ramped back up again. We've got plenty of you coming in. Make sure you keep those comments, those questions, and everything coming in, and the likes and the shares and the loves and whatever. Barry Syme, Adam Moore, Akko Page, and Tom Davies, thanks for your thumbs up from you guys. That's great to see. There's a few of you, by the way, that have put your comments. Now, if you're on the page, no, sorry, the group rather than the page, annoyingly, Facebook's got a thing, but what you need to do is just go to this one there, streamyard.com/Facebook, streamyard.com/Facebook, and then allow it permission, because what will happen then is that if you comment, if you're in the group, it will show us your profile name and photo and all of that one as well. So streamyard.com/Facebook. But so many of you commenting in, and we've got a couple of loves as well now, Stu. They're flirting with you, mate.
I've been moisturising over the winter. Thank you very
I
much.
could tell. I didn't like to say I could tell, mate. Kevin Swan and John Sandblaster Tyson. Have you seen his YouTube channel? Have you seen John's?
I know.
Wicked.
He's all over it, isn't he? He is all over it.
Absolutely brilliant, mate. Seriously, keep
I did
going,
watch that
John.
on Sunday, I think, actually. Yeah, he does a really good job. It's great. It was great.
It's kind of got several parts, isn't it? It's the cars that he's working on, and it's oddly satisfying seeing all that paint being blasted off. It just works, doesn't it?
Beautiful. There is a game, actually. There's a computer game where it's watching stuff, isn't it? There is something. You're right, though. He's just there going.
Yeah, it's oddly satisfying. Now the likes are coming. We are. But the comments, the likes are coming in. Patrick DeBolla, Dave Luck, Kevin Denwood, thank you guys for that one. So keep them coming in. So let me just quickly catch up on a few of the comments. Apologies, some of you are going to have this Facebook user rather than anything else. So Neil Ashcroft, like we've never been away. Evening all. So evening to you. Appreciate that. Evening, gents, from somebody. Evening both. I love this one. They're back. Evening, everyone. It feels like that, doesn't it, Stu? Big Dog and me.
I said to you the other day, didn't I? I was like, "Oh, come, let's do it. Let's get this done. Let's get it back in. Let's wake everybody up."
It is me and the Big Dog. We're back on the screens again. The nice thing was, Stu, is that I was getting comments from people going, "When are you coming back? When are you coming back?" Which is really nice, and it's just a nice bit of escape for an evening, isn't it?
So, it's something different, isn't it? You know, we were going to do something last month, and we changed our minds a little bit. But yeah, it's nice to be back doing it. To be honest with you, sometimes you need a little break to realise the things you love.
Oh, you love me.
Only if you've got that leather hat on, but we'll talk about that later.
That's in ready for the start of the new season, mate. So don't you worry. Don't you worry.
I love that you look to your right as if Mrs. Dawes is there waiting, holding it.
Well, you never know, mate. She loves it too, so you know. Joe Collier, thanks for the thumbs up there as well. Steve Jackman, greetings, people. Somebody else has put, good evening, Dawsy and Big Dog from the garage doing rod bearings. Now, I reckon that's probably John, is it not? Sandblaster Tyson, I reckon.
Still welding it. He's still there welding away.
He is. I mean, these videos he's doing into the night and everything. Someone's doing a big cheers and high 10 for Big Dog. So welcome to you. Good evening all from Kevin Denwood. Yeah, Tom Davies. Hello, Tom. Evening all. Evening fellas. Evening fellow racers. That's the good one. That's the point. This is all for you guys. So well done. And I love the fact when they start talking amongst each other on the chats. Gary Fletcher. No, he hasn't watched before, has he?
No, I don't think he has. He's got a newfound enthusiasm. So welcome, Gary.
Welcome indeed. And I'm loving the picture of the car, mate. That's wicked. There you go. Look, John Sandblaster Tyson. Evening, Big Dog and Dawsy. Evening, mate. Keep that YouTube channel going, my friend.
Absolutely. And that's cool, that is.
Here's a question that he raised then during his one is that obviously he's got that wicked Rover SD1 that he's got coming out, and he was doing a channel, it might have just been for that one. I think it is for his one that he's going to race, and then the other one for the sandblasting and everything. And he asked the question whether he should just merge the two together. I think he should. I reckon that they complement each other to be on the same channel, don't they?
Yeah, I think so as well. Yeah, it should be like the background projects, and
Yeah,
You do the day-to-day stuff, and then you step back, and it's like a little treat, isn't it? You go to the race car.
exactly.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
probably at the
I
circuit.
did watch it as well. You're right. He's quite satisfied. He's sitting there going, "Yeah, it's quite nice. This. What are you up to? Nothing. I'm just watching this guy sandblast his car. It's nice."
It is. It genuinely really is. Paul
Yeah.
Eaton, evening everyone. Um,
Greeting.
Clive Hainsford, evening everyone. Stuart, now the Jags have run away, has this left a big hole in the club?
It's left a hole in my heart, but not in the club. There is a
That's
lot
fine.
of new people in this club that have made up that hole, shall we say, but they are forever be missed. But
Agreed.
they've
Yeah.
decided to go to some other, I don't know, there's a lot of lesser clubs out there. They're not as good as ours. And they've
Stop
decided
it.
to go to that.
Stop it. You know, I'm not going to get involved in that. I love you all, so I don't ever get into that side of things. Mark Finney, evening
Hello, Mark.
everyone. I'll ignore that one because there's a weird spammy one that's come up. I'll block
Is
that.
it, what is it? Is it something rude?
No, it's just, I don't know
No, well,
what the
don't
hell they're
skip
doing.
it then,
So I've just blocked them. Steve Jackman says, great choice for Croft.
yeah. Oh, yeah, thank you very much, Steve. I have to say there wasn't a huge amount of choice. What actually happened was our friends at in Formula 4 wanted to do a race abroad. There was a spot on the touring car calendar, and that's how that happened. It's sort of, that's where it started from. It's not quite where it is now, but yeah, it'd be awesome. I can't wait. I can't wait.
I
It's a long old way.
I
It's a long way. As you say, get the leads. You're still not there, but you know, it's a great circuit. Such nice people when you're there.
yes.
It's so worth the trip. It's so worth the trip. And again, we're on the telly, so it'd be wonderful, wouldn't
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Evening, John Creech. Good to hear from you,
it?
mate. I haven't heard from you for a little while. Evening, both. Hope to do my first ever visit to Donington to see you guys. Super tour at Brands, and that Thruxton event in September will be a fantastic event and a weekend to remember. He's your
It
marketing
will be.
team right there, isn't he? Jeepers, that's
He is.
brilliant.
Don is such a lovely supporter of the club, a lovely guy. We always have time to sit and to chat with John, and I really do appreciate his support. Once, very famously, we was at Thruxton, and he'll be laughing to himself now. For some reason, we'd finished the race. I went through the flag, and I just spotted him I spotted him, and I pulled over as far as I could and waved. I just saw him in the crowd, and I always remind him of that moment. But yeah,
That's
no,
brilliant.
he's a great chap, and I really appreciate his support.
His enthusiasm is amazing and contagious.
Yeah.
There's no question about it. And keep it going, John. We love you, mate. I know you've had a couple of difficult times over winter, but we're with you, my friend, 100%. Talking about lovely guys, AJ. Good evening, mate. Evening, chaps, from AJ Owen. It looks like he's got both of his cars sorted now by the looks of his last post I saw.
Indeed, yes. I was chatting to him this evening actually about this. So my bra's fell down. And he's yeah, it's great to have. Obviously, his dad's out in the Sierra, and no, we really appreciate all the support from the Owens. They always support us. We've got some super tourers at Donington. Obviously, it's not the big one, but there are a lot of cars, a lot of touring cars. I should add, not just the super tours, because you're talking about 10 or 15 cars or whatever. Pre-66, membership has been open since, or race entry has been open since Monday morning. It's now Wednesday night, and they already have pretty much a grid of cars.
Really?
Um, that's where we are at the moment. Thunder is following with, I can't remember now, but I was chatting about it earlier. Probably not far from 22 cars or something so far. There's 45 cars that have registered to do it. And already today, you know, when that goes, like Thunder will be. I always like the Thunder grid at Donington because you stand there on the wall, because they come through the chicane so slowly, and then the floor just rumbles. When you're in the pit lane, the floor just rumbles as they go past. And yeah, there was like 4 or 5 people signed up today for Thunder.
Brilliant.
There's so much interest in the club. It's touching. There you go. It's very touching.
Oh, I agree, and I have to tell you, for those who don't know, is that obviously the commentary box is up above pit in, we feel it up there as well, mate. Honestly, you wouldn't believe it, but we
Really
genuinely feel it up there
shakes,
as
doesn't
well.
it? Yeah, absolutely
Oh,
shakes.
and you've got to try and remember we're trying to be professional and doing a job, but you have a moment at the same time.
Mm.
It is really, really special. So I can't wait for that one. So great to see that Bluey sorted as well as the Honda. AJ, welcome, mate. Again, remember this is from the Facebook group. If you're in there, streamyard.com/Facebook, and you allow permission that whoever it is, evening chaps, hopefully join you later in the year. Whoever you are, we're delighted about that. Thank you, mate.
Join the fun. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Mark Fowler, moisturizer won't fix it, Stu.
Oh, here he is. Well, I know, honestly, Mark is the reason why I got into all this in the first place. He
Okay.
sells printer tone, or he still does sell printer toners to my company. And we were talking once many, many years ago, and I had a picture of my RS2000 on my screen, and he said, "Oh, you like old cars, do you? I race cars." And so he said, "Oh, if you want to come along, I'm racing at Lyddon." So I went along to watch him, and the rest, as they say, is history. Watching him and Jim McLaughlin absolutely sideways in the rain on CR65 tyres, and yeah, that was it. And here we are talking about motorsport on a Wednesday night as the chairman of the club. So there you go.
Yeah, and he's cost you a fortune in various different
It cost me
cars
a
as well
bloody
over the
fortune.
years.
It's kicking right up the
Yeah.
arse. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so Holly won't want to speak to him again, but that's fine. That's fine.
No, he's banned from that house already. He was actually at
Yeah.
my wedding. I should say he was at my wedding, but yeah, he was. Yeah.
Love it, love it. Matt, we be with you shortly, mate. I can see you back there waiting patiently. We will be with you in a minute. We just get through these. Race Car Wings watching from YouTube there. Evening all.
Evening.
Kevin Denwood says, any news on stickers for new drivers, please?
Mr. Adam Moore will be in contact with you shortly, Kevin. He's watching this anyway, but if you reach out to him or he'll reach out to you, and you'll make music together.
There's a thought. Absolutely, that will be the case. Here's another ever present at race circuits, Jamie Peters Ennis. Even an old, super excited for the season in what will be my busiest yet. Thoroughly enjoyed the Classic Touring Car Racing Club races in 2023. And huge congrats to Stu and the team for everything they do. 2024 is going to be bigger than ever.
It's
So you
great.
don't
Thank you
need,
very much, Jamie.
they're saying
We had a
it
good
for you,
talk.
mate.
I know. You know, Jamie's a great guy. He's been a supporter of the club for many years. We go down, if we ever go to Combe, it makes his weekend. But yeah, it's great. And we have talks offline about various things. We talked about the VW things. I forget what they're bloody called that he supports. But yes,
Yes, I know what you mean.
you know what I mean. Yeah. Yeah, like really support. Really, thank you. It's really appreciated. It's nice. It's nice to be back. Actually, it's nice to be doing this podcast. I'm sort of buzzing. It's great.
I'm glad to see that as well, mate, because you weren't quite there, were you, in the last couple of months? But you needed the
No,
recharge, I could
I
tell.
did. You know what I did? I needed a bit of time away because it just yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to do. Have a
Yeah,
normal life and family and run the greatest touring car club in the country. So
but Dawes has corrupted you and you're back. That's fine. That's all it
yeah.
needed. Don't know whether
You
you'll know
should
the
put your
answer
hat
to
on.
this.
Go
Well,
on.
yeah, I will do next time, mate. But don't know whether you know the answer to this. John Golitly, apologies if I've
It
mispronounced
was.
that.
It is being fixed. I've spoken to the owner only a couple of days ago, actually, and that car is being fixed. And ultimately, we'll be back for Super Tour Power DOS.
Dos, crikey, we're going
We go.
continental now, are we?
We are. But so
I've
yeah,
been,
we are. That car will be back. The driver's
good.
okay. It's more like everything with older cars. It's trying to find the bits.
Yeah,
But yeah, that'll be back. And all the others that I've spoken to, a lot of the drivers only today, actually. Uh, and there's nobody that has said no to me about it all.
fab.
So it will
Uh,
be awesome.
And talking about awesome is I saw that Brands Hatch are now already advertising for the display cars that could be relevant to that one as well. And you get the driver gets free entry. If it's on the Sunday, they get a parade lap as well. So we're starting to really not just on track, but really big up the off track stuff as well.
Yeah, you know, David and Joe are. It's kind of an event that's kind of the three of us kind of put together, if you like, via various conversations over the years. And you know, it was successful. Let's be honest, it was successful for them and successful for us.
Yeah.
And they're going to push it as much as they can and open it up a little bit more now. I think they're going to do a bit of camping, all the usual, you know, like that. Just make it more of a
Yeah.
weekend rather than a pop along the brains on the Saturday or Sunday. So hopefully the sun's out again, because I think that made it last year, to be honest. It won't be quite
Absolutely.
as good if it was raining, but there we are. I'm sure it'll be all right. Put the wipers on.
We never can tell, can we? But it will make the racing exciting. Corrected. It's Stu Waite that's doing the rod
There
bearing.
you go. There he is.
Yeah. So Champ is busy as well. I'm not sure whether this is response to someone else, but Gary Fletcher says, "Hi, Freddie." Does that mean anything?
I mean, he likes Freddie. Freddie's his friend, so I assume he's saying hello
That's
to
all right.
Freddie.
I
It's
just
great.
wasn't sure whether he was abusing you, mate. I thought I'd better check just in case.
No,
Clive Hainsford says, "Good answer, Stuart." And there's the other Owen. There's Daddy Owen.
there
Good
he
evening,
is. Look, there we
Craig.
go.
Good evening,
Everybody's
fellas.
out tonight, aren't they? Everybody's
They
out.
are. They are. Neil Ashcroft says Croft is an awesome track. I agree. It really is sort of like really really brave circuit. I love that one. I'm going to ask this. Tell me to move on if we need to. Jack Britton says, how do you plan to fill the Super Tourer grid with the New Zealand boys missing this year?
We have a large number of cars coming over from Europe.
Cool.
From the so the X kind of STW cars, and there were a lot of cars that were in the demonstration last year or parked up, shall we say, as part of the show, and that will not be the case this year. Those cars are on the track, so you're looking at it will be a 30-car grid at Super Power quite easily.
I'm so glad that I'm booked for that one. I genuinely cannot wait. I'm so looking forward to it. Lynn Bates, good evening to you both. Looking forward to a new season. Evening, Lynn. Great to hear from you. Someone else says, evening, guys. Looking forward to the season. What was that one? I don't know whether this is a politically sensitive question.
Yeah,
or
no,
not.
he's quite right, and he's quite right. So actually, what happened was the long-term.
For anybody who's listening to this rather than watching, just read this one out. Regarding Croft, will long-term pre-66 members get preferential treatment? If so, how long will the opportunity be open for? I'm sure drivers from Masters, etc., will be lining up to get on the grid. Actually, now I've read that in full. It's a fair one, isn't it?
No, you're fair. It is fair. And what happened was, I actually put down the club drivers or the regular drivers first as preferential treatment. And those drivers then, once I said to them the commitment that was involved, you've got to be there on a Thursday, race entry is, it's £1,000. And they stepped back. So there is some guest drivers coming, but they were only admitted after the regulars decided they didn't want to do it. So we can't lose money, and I can't lose money, and that's why we've allowed guests in. But they are full members of the club, and everybody who's racing up until the March the 1st of any race event has to be a full member of the club. So those people will be taking part in Super Tourer Power, etc., in the pre-66 race or whatever. But the only way we could do it was to make it fair, was that these people had to be full members of the club. But as I say, when people were coming in as regulars, I was actually putting them on a list going, right, I'll put Chris down because I know Chris is going to race. And then we asked those people, would you like to race? And they said yes or no. And that's
fine. So they've actually opted in or out.
They've had their option of whether they want to do it or not. And actually, there's a huge amount of I think there's something like 35 what we call regular members are in that race at Croft. So it should be very good. It should be nice to see. And in fact, I was talking to, as I said, I'm in that race as well with Mark Fowler in a Cortina. So there's a lot of us from the club finding ways of getting into that race.
Cool. Fair dues. That sounds good to me.
No,
So I hope that answers that for you, Paul. Chris Collier, another regular for me and the catch up with him, especially at Snetterton. Thank you. The current Mrs. Dawes just bought me a top up. Thank you very much. Cheers. Chris Collier will be taking photos and everything as well, so he can't wait to follow and capture the action in 2024. It's a fantastic series. Good man. I'll see you through. Just had it cleared up. One of the Facebook user message says it was Nick Mizzen, Chris. Hopefully going to join later in the year. Brilliant.
it'd
One
be
of the
great to see
nicest
him.
guys. Yeah, one of the nicest
Absolutely.
guys. And it'll be so good to see it. John says thank you. So obviously,
No,
that's glad to hear that you heard the answer to that question. Mark Finney says he hopes to have the Astra out again at Donington.
that would be beautiful to see. I love that old car, and Mark's a very nice chap. So it'd be great to see that car back with the club. Unfortunately, he was
Definitely.
caught up in someone else's accident last year, and he's been rebuilding the car since. So to see that would be lovely.
Mm. Agreed. Yeah, definitely. So great. Look forward to that, Mark, and I shall try to remember that when I'm in the commentary box as well. Ross Craig, evening, gents. Good to see those faces back on our screen. No one's ever said that
Thank you very
before,
much,
have
Ross.
they? That's very weird. John Gill says, evening, gents. Can't wait for Donny. I agree. AJ Owen says, good decision. Tom Davies has got the hearty eyes to that 30 car Super Tourer grid, and I agree. Kevin Swan says donations for Croft entry now being taken. Yeah, we'll take yours, mate. That's for sure. Cavan Granger. Hi, everyone. Looking forward to the new season. Be good to see you back, mate.
Thanks, Kevin.
And Paul Eaton says that he's just asking on behalf of Lord Stanford regarding Croft, and I can get him motivated to get the Cortina rebuilt.
You could tell him, Paul, tell him to give me a ring.
Exactly right. So I think we've caught up with the messages now. James
Yeah, well
Ibbetson's done the love sign as well. Chris Collier, Ross Craig, Pete Robinson, Joe Collier, thanks for all the thumbs up.
Thank you, guys.
So we now move on, Big Dog, to the guest, and this was your idea, wasn't it, for this next guest?
Yeah, I wanted Matt to join us. You know, he looks after us, he keeps us safe, and he keeps us in check with the regulations. So I asked him on Friday night after maybe one or two glasses of Chateauneuf de Pat, and he agreed. And so we should bring him on because he's been sitting there patiently whilst we've been rattling on for half hour.
He's been very patient. So let's bring out your eligibility scrutiny. It's easy for me to say. We're going to have now Matt Codber come. And I have to apologise. I did say Codber instead of Godber. I don't know why I said that, Matt. But either way, I got the Matt bit right. Good evening, Matt.
Good evening. I've been called worse.
Well, yes, I knew it wasn't too bad. Thank you for your patience, mate. I appreciate that. But you know, we've got to have these conversations going. And if anything, I hope that it was quite warming for you to see the enthusiasm for the new season and everybody getting excited, ready to go racing again.
Definitely, it's always a really. It's just exciting to be around the club. The club's always got loads of drive and determination from the competitors. They're always friendly. So yeah, bring it on. Looking forward to it.
Absolutely. I mean, Stu, you come in with your questions as much as me because you're the one that's really got those. So please jump in.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's nothing. I think for me, I just wanted Matt to be on. I think it's a conversation you and I have had in the past about sort of humanising everybody. So to show that Matt is one of us and here to help. And not just there to tell people off. But yeah, you know, really for us is just to go through if there's significant changes. I know some people have asked some MSA questions around seats and seat belts and things like that. Sorry to chuck that at you, Matt. But if there's anything that it just needs to be highlighted or he would like highlighted in this, I thought it was a perfect platform to do it.
I agree. And Matt, before you jump into the actual devil in the detail, therefore, I'm going to pick up on Stuart's point that is very, very right. And we were speaking off air beforehand is that, yes, you're the one that's got to oversee and manage this, but you're very passionate you're very passionate about that everybody is able to go racing safely, and know that the car that's beaten them has beaten them legitimately.
Yes, without a doubt. Having been a competitor many moons ago, I always wanted to know that if I lost because I lacked ability. Not that I hadn't prepped the car properly, or I hadn't got as much power as somebody else, or I was running the wrong widget in the camshaft, whatever it was. I wanted to know that I finished second because I was crap, basically.
I would know that feeling, let's be honest. That's why I'm in the commentary box instead of on the circuit. But yeah, I get that one. Well, that's great to hear, Matt. I appreciate that. So again, going back to Stuart's real question, should we start with, and either you two guide me on this one, should we start with what's new, or should we talk about the seats and the seat belts that Stu was throwing you under the bus about there?
So from my point of view, it'd be good to start with the classic touring car regs and those minor tweaks that are in progress for 2024. It's probably a case of evolution, not revolution. As we went through last year, we found one or two anomalies, wording, called loopholes, if you wish, in the regulations. So we've just tried to tidy the regulations up and make them a little bit stronger in some cases. So if I sort of go through it in championship, just pick out the highlights, if you like. With regards to pre-66, homologation. If a car is Appendix K, or it's got an Appendix K engine, or the owner says it's Appendix A, then it has to be entered as a full Appendix K. That is a change. It has to have papers. Those papers have to be delivered to the eligibility team pre-event scrutineering. That is a big change, but we felt it was the right change because we're having Appendix K engines with any old disc brakes and various other things that weren't Appendix K, and that was a loophole in the regulations that we need to close out. So we've done that. Another one is around ride height. Ride height, we had some problems with minis and the ride height of minis, basically because the sump was lower than the ride height, so the wording just is altered to say suspended body. So any part of the suspended body needs to be 100 mil. So therefore, suspension components and a sump in a mini's case excluded from that. So that clears that up and makes that a little bit more robust. Then we just moved around some of the sealing information, so it's all its own section. And basically, the 66 regs were quite robust as they were. We were quite happy with them, so we've left that pretty much alone, apart from those things. In and around sort of like the Group 1, as I call it, the 303 and the others, a lot of the stuff is again around in period, and that's a word you'll see throughout the regulations now. The vehicles need to be in period. It's the competitor's responsibility to prove they were run in that format in period as well. The reason being, we've got a lot of cars that turn up that are absolute fires to look at. We can't find any records that have never been run in that particular format. So again, we'll be talking to competitors when they turn up with the vehicles, ensuring that they've got the documentation that backs up the car's presentation that it ran in period. So that's a big one throughout that. Lights is an interesting one, and it's throughout the regulations, apart from obviously Thunder and Boss. Light units themselves must be the same form as originally fitted. So, and there must be the same number. So if it was fitted with 4 round forward-facing headlights, it should have 4 round forward-facing lenses of the same form. Function, not particularly interested. Other elements of how it's lit, not interested at all. So it could be a multi-LED light behind it. It could be a different shape reflector. It could be whatever, but it must be, if it was a round headlight, it must be a round headlight, same size. Square headlight, that's to keep everything looking standard and as it ran in period. So it keeps the look of the vehicles and retains some of that history. We felt that was important. In pre-03s, that does, pre-90s, that does affect should we say, airflow in some cars, but we felt that was the right thing to do. Again, the cars need to look as they were presented in period. Boss is an interesting one. We've had some discussions with a number of competitors, and in Boss we've decided that engine orientation, so instead of an east-west engine orientation front-wheel drive, the competitors are able now to convert that to north-south. One of the little idiosyncrasies around that was that the engine block itself must be equidistant over the front axle centres. So it isn't a case of putting the engine in and shuffling it really back up to the bulkhead and getting the weight distribution correctly. If it was a front-wheel drive car, then the engine would have been in line with the front axle. Therefore, if you're going to change it front rear, then the engine will be equidistant over the front axle. So again, there's some stuff in and around that. In the Boss regulations, it states something along the lines of not being able to change the rear axle. With that in mind, we spoke about having these particular cars logbooked. So issuing a Motorsport UK logbook on them, as basically you would do a stage 2 rally car. So all the measurements, all the dimensions, all that sort of stuff. So that car then has a logbook, a passport if you like, to be agreed then by the Classic Touring Car Racing Club, and that car then can compete. So that's sort of the big one. And the other in Thunder, I suppose the big one, or the two big ones, is the Historic Thunder, which is obviously prior to 1990, which is looking quite exciting. And then Thunder itself having two-seater coupes built prior to 2011, which is sort of like, I think when Colin spoke about it, it was about the BMWs getting some Z4s in there, some Z3s. I can't remember what they're just German. And that's really, it's just a case of evolution and tidying up the regs. We felt last year there was reasonably strong. We had some challenges over the year, and the regulations stood up to those challenges. So that was important for us. It gave us confidence as a team. Those of you in the know that Ronnie Gibbons has got his ticket for Winter Bet term, and he'll be full eligibility with me through the 2024 season. So yeah, we're both looking forward to it. It's bring it on. So I suppose that means Stuart's going to ask me about Motorsport UK stuff now.
I'll leave you alone on the Motorsport UK stuff. I know you've not got that far yet.
No, I've got some stuff about helmets and hands devices, but
yeah, it was just a couple of people that asked some questions around seat belts and all the the basic stuff. So if there was any update on any of that stuff, that'd be great. If not, then it's not the end of the world.
86 stuff. So that's overalls. Or so.
It was just a question that someone had put to me, to be honest with you, about crash helmets and bits and bobs, but I wouldn't worry too much. Let me just
SA 2010 has gone. That's gone. But you might have helmets with a double standard that has got an FIA standard as well, which is FIA 8860 2010. And it's got the Snell sticker in it. It's got the FIA sticker in it, and it might not have a hologram in it. But if it's 8860 2010, then that's valid till 2028. So I don't want competitors seeing that they've got a Snell 2010 helmet, an SA 2010 helmet, and junking it. If they're unsure about it, take a photo of the homologation, all the stickers inside the helmet, pass them to me and Ronnie, and we'll say whether they're good to go or not.
Thank you. I think that's more a concern. Obviously, I think out of all the kit, really, your helmet and your overalls are the most expensive. Obviously, and your extinguisher, but you've got a sell-by date on that anyway. But it was just around that. I think it's always tricky because I know I've done it myself. I went to Snetterton once, and I had a rip in me, and I got slung out because of it. So I had to go and borrow a set of gloves. I think I borrowed AJ's actually. No, Al Wayman actually in the end. Al Wayman sent me a set of gloves. So I think people just want to ask that question so we don't get to Donington and it all becomes awkward and stuff's out of date. And we have
my email address as it was last year in the regs. So email me. Take a photo. Email me. if you're
Thank you very
unsure,
much.
just ask, because
Yeah.
I want everyone to play. I want everyone to turn up at the first event, and we don't want any angst. We want everybody to get out there and have a damn good time.
Yeah, no.
There's other bits and bobs in and around hands devices. If you've got a 2002, an 8858 2002 hands, you can't put a 2010 strap on it, but they are compatible across the 2010 post mounts. Then there's little nuanced stuff in and around that. And again, if people are unsure, take photographs, send me an email. And we'll help them.
Email address. If you email the inquiries at the club, we'll make sure that Matt gets that email anyway. So
yeah, because there will be people who took the 2002 posts off their old helmet and bought a helmet with no post mount and put them on.
Are they different then? Are they different? Is there a different shape or something? Because it's like a sort of egg
No,
shape.
they all look identical.
Really?
It's just dating on them. The 2002 ones are not back compatible, but the 2010 ones are. So if you use a 2010 hands and strap on a 2002 post, 2002 post, but you can't use it the other way around. So,
sure.
Again, anybody's got any concerns, I can scan this. I've got this document here from Motorsport UK. I can scan that in and share it with the club if you want, or you can just email me. I'm happy either way.
Thank you, Matt. I appreciate that.
And Stuart, just to pick up on that, you said the best thing is to if you need to email Matt, is to email, what'd you say, inquiries?
Email the club via the website. Is that you click on inquiry and it will end up to me, to be honest with you, and Holly, and we'll make sure that Matt or Colin or Sonia or anyone who behind the scenes need to see. We'll always make sure it gets routed to the right place. So please do that.
And there's the web address right there, right there. Just as if by magic. There it is.
You're a lot smoother, I have to say. You've had like 3 or 4 months away from us, and you've gone all smooth.
Hey, Bonnie de douche, Rodney. That's what it's all about, mate. That's what it's all about. Yeah, exactly. Well, that we didn't get that. That was only at the Bark Awards, wasn't it? So that's fine. Stu Waite says was great dealing with Matt last year, clear and fair. I just saw a bit too much of him. You can't take that. Well, exactly.
You get lots of love.
You do, and just Joe Collier said, sorry, did you say accept Thunders for that light rules?
Yes.
Fine. So, Joe, hopefully you're still there and you've heard this answer. Yes, so in other words, that lights rule does not apply to the Thunders. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. And Boss as well. Thunder and Boss. Fine. All the others, the light rule applies.
Okay.
No it's rear lights as well with all the others as well, not just front lights. So
Fine.
If you've got, I don't know, an old Escort, it should have the old Escort lens on it, or a facsimile of that. It shouldn't just have 4 lights dotted on the back of the car. It needs to look imperial. It needs to look like it did when it raced, and it preserves the history of the club and the cars.
Yeah, because it's classic touring cars. It's supposed to still have that look and feel. Craig Owen says, Matt mentioned headlights. I missed what he said. The Sierra has Perspex replacement panels with LEDs attached. They are the same shape and in the same position. Are these legal for Boss asking for a friend?
Yes. If the same as last year, then yes.
Especially Craig, he's definitely banned if he's faster than any of my cars.
Sorry, Craig, I can't change that one, mate. But yeah, so that sounds fine, does it? In essence, Matt. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Let me just check. I'm trying to do these in order. Race Car Wing says 350Zs allowed in as a coupe, which is great. I heard you say something about that. The 2 seaters.
So that was in Boss. So it was prior to 2011. So a 350Z would be pre-2011. So yes, that would be okay.
I like the sound of that. That sounds pretty good. AJ Owens heard our response to that and he says, yes, Father, it's fine. Yes, Father. And Craig says, thanks for making that clear. That's cool. Hope that was good. Neil Ashcroft said, what is the ruling on seat dates? I'm assuming that's seat. I'm assuming that's seat dates rather than SEAT dates, because he's put it in capital, but I'm going to assume seat dates.
So seat dates in racing is unimportant. That's it. We do check for homologation, but we don't enforce seat dates.
So it's not SEAT dates. Is there any rule that's going to be on SEAT dates?
SEAT, yes.
Non-electric, so pre-2020.
Fine, no problem. Good, interesting, deep question here. Steve Norris says, I'm not sure if you've covered this, but as the Super Tourers are becoming harder and harder to source spares and parts for, are there any plans to allow modified cars to run where it's not possible to return back to exact nut and bolt specifications? Because as we all know, it's far easier to return or build a Capri or Sierra to Group A spec than it is a 99 Mondeo. I'm not sure which of you that's to.
Not at this point in time. I own one myself, and I know that you can go and get the parts. You just have to find them, which becomes interesting, but it's like a little treasure hunt. But yeah, look, I mean, it depends what cars and what specs people have got, and we deal with stuff on a case by case basis. But ultimately, the cars have to be as close as they possibly can to how they run in period.
Of course.
And that's it, because it's not fair on the guy that's bought this car for this amount of money, that's firstly legal, and someone turns up with that car that looks and smells the same but isn't the same. So for the moment, we run it like that. Obviously, we look at other things and people want to contact us. We have conversations about things. What we don't want to do is just say no as the initial. We do look at things and have conversations as a committee, and with Matt and Colin, obviously, where they run the racing side of things, and Ronnie, of course. Sorry, but ultimately, the cars have to be the cars. It's
well,
and
he's responded. Thanks, Steve. He's responded and said, that's great because I also own a 99 Mondeo. Send some parts my way.
No problem.
But what do they do in that situation? They contact the club.
Well, yeah, we have a conversation. It's like, what are you replacing? What can't you find? Is it exhaust that you can't find, or a loom, or is it I don't know. And how far down the line is it? Is it the engine's missing? Is it that you've bought just a shell that's on the floor? Where is it? How far away from reality is it? And we have a conversation. There are obviously cars out there, and people know, not all the cars, you just can't find the parts or have them made. But we do have separate conversations. So if he wants to contact us via social media, whatever, after this or tomorrow, we'll have a chat about what he's got and what he hasn't got.
Do it, Steve. You know it makes sense.
Send him in the direction of a guy that has everything. So
yeah, absolutely. Well, Neil Ashcroft confirms seats as in bum holder, not the VW-based Spanish car. And picking up on that one, Race Car Wing says, I have an older ATEC seats homologation to 8855-1999, out of date but in good condition. They will be fine to use, ?
Yes.
Cool. Thank you.
It is.
That's phew. I was a bit worried with raising that one.
Yeah. So seats aren't homologated. The homologation of seats doesn't necessarily. It will come in racing, without a doubt it will. But at the moment, it is free. As long as they're in good condition, well fastened in. Yeah, bring it on. So like pre-66, for example, Tim Dodwell drives his car all the way from Devon or wherever he comes from on his normal seats.
Really?
Yeah, it's a pre-66. It's fine.
Cool. Fair dues. And I love it. Those conversations between the viewers is going on as we expected. AJ says, Steve, are you the guy with the John Cross Rally Cross Fiesta? And
he's watched that same video I have, which is the guy that's got the dusty Super Tour. And I went, oh, I wonder where that is.
Yeah. So Steve has
Drop me a note
confirmed
on socials. There he is. Look.
it is him. It is him. And Race Car Wing says, "Great, thanks for confirming on that seat front of side of things." So that's cool. Clive Hainsford's actually said, "As a Mazda man, does the 2-seat change mean the 2006 MX-5 NC is allowed in now? Floor pan is the same as an RX-8."
Right, so this is interesting. So as I also look after Masters as well, for a different club, answer would be yes.
There is a car actually signed up, a very famous YouTuber who has joined us for this year in Thunder Saloons with a Mazda MX-5.
Okay, interesting. I think we're going to have to do more on that at some point.
You're going to have to think about that, because obviously if he runs it with a rotary, then it gets interesting.
Oh gosh, I feel like I've just pulled a pin right there. I'm not sure,
and this is why I wanted Matt on there, because I think I wanted to have like an open conversation, because a lot of people have a lot of questions, and it just clears all that up. It's only the 7th of Feb, and it helps getting all that out in the open. You know, we've got 6-7 weeks till lights go out at Donington, which is why I wanted him on the show, and I think it's been very, very valuable, to be honest.
I agree. I love this one as well. A good friend of mine that lives a stone's throw from Brands Hatch, Sam Strong. Evening, Sam. Good to hear from you, mate. Good to see you on the gin, bud. Yes, it's got to be done, mate. Really looking forward to getting involved with the Classic Touring Car. I'm so pleased that he's joining you guys this year. Pre-83, back in the BMW E30. He used to race back in the, what do they call that? The BMW...
Was it a Toyota? Was it a Toyota?
Toyo tires, yeah, where they like used to have massive grids, didn't they? Absolutely,
they really did, didn't they? Yeah,
colossal grids. And he was one of those guys that was racing in its heyday as well. And he's got, and I'm sure I saw, Sam, that it was your original car that you've got, and he's completely redone it, and he's just getting the engine rebuilt. So it'd be great. And he was against William as well, who of course races with you guys, and good to see those picking up the battle as well.
No, it's great, and you know what? They're lovely. They're just great cars. They're just
production BMW.
The production, the P, yeah, and it was run by the guy's name was a very nice chap actually, and you know they're a lot of car. I want to say it, I'll say it, but a bit cheesy, but it's a lot of car for the money, and they do go well, and they you know, it's great to have them in the club. There's a few other places, but I think there's kind of a few of them of sort of John Wilcox. There you go, John Wilcox, very nice guy,
lovely guy.
And you'd have found a bit of a home in the club, and it's nice to have them joining us. And sort of the word sort of spreading as everything takes a year to sort of start happening. But yeah, it's great to have them here.
It is, and I love those. It's one of those ones that I'd love to have a crack in the old E30s. They do look good. People seem to be guessing that this YouTuber that's joining with initials JB.
Yes, it is JB. It is. I can't find him. I am not down with the kids. That's the problem.
Don't sell yourself short, big dog.
I am as fly as can be, as a 45-year-old man can be.
Exactly.
Yes, there's a very famous YouTuber that has a huge amount of followers.
This man.
There we go. Jack Britton, chime in.
Chiming in on the Super Tourer question again. The question has been asked, but we own a 1993 Jan Speed Nissan Primera with a K24 fitted. The original engine is near impossible to source, so this was the only logical option. Your views on this racing?
Jack's already been spoken to by Colin. The cars have to be a 2-litre normally aspirated car at least before they're eligible.
There'll be places, Jack, I'm sure that you can race. It just happens.
You're racing Thunder. You're racing Thunder as fun. But as a Super Tourer, it needs to be a 2-litre normally aspirated car.
I hope that makes sense, Jack, and I hope you understand that that's the whole theory, is to keep this pure and everything like that. And
there were cars with Super Tourer power. People had turned up with cars that had turbos in them and all the rest of it, and they were just not eligible and not allowed. So Jimmy Broadbent, that's who it is. Thanks, AJ.
Yeah, I know. We just thought we'd get Jack
Britton. I look him up, but anyway, they've got to be 2-litre normal aspirated. It's that I've spoken to a number of the drivers. I've spoken to people about the whole thing, and that's it. It's as simple as that. It's got your 2 litre normally aspirated. No end on.
That's fine. I love that we just bigged up Jack Britton as the big YouTuber and all of that. So, but we'll love seeing you there anyway, mate. But Jimmy Broadbent is now been revealed, so that's pretty cool. Okay, I mean that seems to do it. We've been able to answer people's questions. Anything more that you want to ask Mr. Godbear of Stu?
No, just to thank him for everything he's done for us. You know, he's gone through the regulations word by word with Colin and everybody, and just tidied things up a little bit. And just to thank him for his support. It's really, really appreciated from all of us in the club.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Matt, just quickly from me on that, then is just to sort of go. How I've never quite grasped that you guys are so busy, especially in the off season, and it comes in with these little tweaks. What do you end up going looking for? Because you're not changing it for the sake of it, are you? You're
No. So the regulations go in January, and then we work to them all season. And all we do all season is make loads of notes on things we've found that we can't enforce, or competitors are finding ways around, or things that would make it more tight, such as the headlight thing, bringing things back to how they looked. So, and then at the end of the season, this year it was with a few beers before the dinner dance. We went through them and agreed or disagreed on the changes. And Colin Stewart and a number of the committee members all did that. Well, like I say, with a beverage or two, and away we went. So that's good. And then we've been busily rewriting them for Bark because we did them in the format they didn't like, so we had to redo them again, or Ronnie did, bless him, which has been fab. So yeah, we're just ready to go. And again, we wrote them, we understand them now. Let's see if they work, and we'll make tweaks at the end of the season again if we need to.
And that was really, I just wanted to ask that question to be able to sort of, you said at the beginning, Big Dog, is about the fact that humanize is a big thing, and to sort of go, you know, right, there's all these little tweaks, but it's not that they're there sort of doing it for the sake of it. And it's nice to understand that there is a drive for that, and that they're doing us a favour.
Yeah, massively. You know, there's always conversations in the paddock around, you know, why did you let a blue and white Capri have a 10-second start and all this business? And it's like, that aside, people need to understand that we're ultimately, our goal is to keep everybody safe, right? Our safety is ultimately what we do, right? You can go and race as much as you like, but it's got to be safe. And that is at the forefront of everything, and then everything kind of filters down from that. Whereas, you know, right headlamps, right this, right that, because obviously the next layer down is making sure the man you're racing against is racing against you on a level peg, and he's not cheating, because if he's cheating, he's just a guy that's cheating who's got a trophy, and I don't really see the point in that. I've never understood it. I don't get it. I've never got it. And people, you hear stories and you think, well done, you cheated, so you didn't win, did you? I did, because I was faster than you. But anyway, and so Matt is there, and he's been very good certainly the last couple of years, and just be very helpful, and it's really helpful, and also become part of the club. I think part of it, as he said, you know, we was having a beer, having a chat before the dinner dance, and just a collaborative conversation between all committee members about regulations, about what we wanted to do with the club, what was right, what was wrong, and we're here where we are now, which is, and as I said, I thank him again for joining us tonight, and really helping us.
100%, I agree, and that's from the outside that it's always wonderful to see. Neil Ashcroft has asked the question. There was talk before Christmas about opening pre-03 to 05 cars. Did this get any traction?
I'll let Matt answer that one.
Thank you. I can't remember his answer.
He did.
We did talk about it. We did talk about it on that Saturday as well. I can't remember what the outcome was. I'd have to open the race and have a look. I'll be honest.
December 1st, 2005. They are eligible. We've added that to the regulations.
So say that again, Stu. What was the answer to that? Sorry.
The answer is yes. and it's December the 1st, 2005, up to, that has been allowed.
Okay, fine, cool. Thank you for that, Neil. That was a good question. I do want to put this up because Kevin Denwood said, thanks, Matt. And I think that's a lovely way to sort of end this conversation, is thank you for your work, Matt. It's wonderful to see. It's kind of almost a thankless task, which I know, Big Dog, that's why you wanted to sort of get Matt on and humanize it. So, Matt, thank you so much for all of your work to keep people safe, to keep people competing fair. Thank
you. And I look forward to seeing everybody in March with legal cars.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Neil says, thanks, guys, for that one as well. So I think that wraps us up now, Stu, doesn't it, to be fair?
That was it. First one of the year. We're all done.
We are. And I look forward to more of it. We'll be back. So what are we now? February. So we'll be back for another show in March prior to the Donington Opener.
The big one.
It is. And nice to see that John Sandblaster Tyson says, great to have you guys back. Same time next month. See you at Donny. We'll let you know when the show's going to be, and we'll absolutely see you there. I've possibly got a question here. Sam Strong says, I've registered for Class C in a 2.3. If I can't get the engine built in time, can I run at least a, whatever he says, in a 2 litre? Run at last
BMW,
minute in a 2 litre? Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
We're registering Class C for which championship?
I think that's pre-83 in an E30 BMW. Was that?
Yes.
They did a 2 litre, didn't they?
Yeah.
They did a 2 litre 6 as well. Yeah, but the answer would be yes, as long as it's got the right number of cylinders and that sort of stuff. I'd have to have a look. But I can't see why not.
Okay. Just double check it, Sam, in an email. But
Sam,
it sounds
if you have a question, please ping me via inquiries on the club website, and I will get Matt to look at it in more detail.
Just make sure that you're covered rather than trusting me, mate. Don't trust me, Sam. You don't anyway, so that's fine. No, trust me. And Neil says, good job, good people. So I agree. So thank you all for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure. Matt, thank you so much for joining us. Big Dog, it's been great to be back, mate.
Always. I love it. Cheers.
Cheers all. See you next month. Mate.